your faces, and you can listen to us anywhere in the world. It's just getting your Radio Garden app from your Apple iOS store, and voila, we will be in your speakers. Okay, guys, come on. I am your bishop, your magistrate, your pilot, your prophet, the professor. None so is it, but I'm not alone in the studio, guys. I've got my right hand man.
Franklin Imona, that is what Mama calls me, but you know me as an Uncle Fine Boy, because I am the finest uncle talking sports in the capital city and beyond. Welcome to the last edition of the week. Yes, it is the TGIF edition. Thank God it's Friday and the weekend is packed. The Community Shield is hitting down come tomorrow, as well as the finals for the 2024 Paris Olympic Games football finals, where the men and the women will be in action. In fact, it is a weekend that will see the resumption of other leagues in Europe, as well as the continuation of other leagues that started last weekend. Just get your radio logged on to Voice of the People, 96.1 FM, Abuja. Just get the studio line. When it's time, we will open our phone line for you to let us know what you let us into your thoughts, talking about the great things that have happened all week long in the Olympics, your club transfer, and what have you. It is 0808 312 8618. 0808 312 8618. You can also try our order line, which is 0700 010 961 961. 0700 010 961 961. Just so you know, those numbers are also on WhatsApp. Yes, feel free to explore the WhatsApp handle with your WhatsApp voice note, WhatsApp call as well. So WhatsApp messages, you will definitely get your thoughts across the entire world. We know what you say.
Okay, guys, come on, man. We can't waste much time, guys. I can tell you 1 hour can fly away like in quick succession. So we go straight to the local scene where we begin the show. And where else to begin from? Of course, let's start off from CAF. Of course, sad news we hear. Former African football president Issa Hayatou has died on Thursday for a long illness, a day before his 78th birthday. Various agencies have reported Issa Hayatou's death was initially rumored 160 days ago in 1st of March. The Cameroonian was a long-serving president of the Confederation of African Football CAF for 29 years from 1988 until the surprise ouster in 2017. He also served as acting FIFA president from 2015 to 2016 after Sepp Blatter was suspended by World Football Governing Body. A big miss, a big blow for African football. Issa Hayatou finally, after a long battle with illness, has finally hit the bucket.
29 years at the helm of African football. Some people will argue that African footballer didn't enjoy its glory under the reign of Issa Hayatou until he left office as far back as 2017. Football began to breathe new sign of relief in Africa. But come on, guys, it's late and we need to speak good things about the dead. It wasn't a pleasant a day for sport lovers all over the world, not just in Africa. Dying a day to his 78th birthday. It is heartbreaking indeed. A heart goes to the family of the Hayatou. A heart goes to his children and grandchildren. Indeed, he has served loyal servant of African football. One time a basketballer, one time an athlete. Yes, I did the track and field, even though it wasn't covered in glory. But Hayatou was an athlete during his young days, and of course, a storied administrator. After his latter day of sporting activities. Yes, he served in FIFA. He served when a certain Sepp Blatter hit the rock. He was there for a couple of months. I had a sting, but all in all, we are grateful for his time to which he served as the president and of course our heart goes to him.
Okay, guys, I will wish the family the fortune to bear the loss. What a big loss it is for African football. 78 years of age, just a day before he clocked 78 in that one. Okay, now let's go to one of the biggest talking point of the day, which is, of course, the coaching job is 6 weeks after finishing the job, resigned as the head of the Super Eagles of Nigeria, and still the NFF is still engulfed in the choice of the new manager for the Super Eagles. Authoritatively, we hear sources review that the chieftain of the NFF have been having sleepless nights over the final choice of a substantive coach for the Super Eagles. The NFF, according to a report, have settled for Eric Shally, but some other powerful people led by a former top shot in the federation are opposed to these. It is learned that the opposing group is tipping Tom Senfiet, a former the Gambia coach, to replace Finidi, even though he has a winning ratio of 28% with his former employees. Shally, on the other hand, has had, of course, a 79% win ratio with Mali. He won 14, drew 5, and lost 3 in 22 games played, and the team scored 36 goals, only considering 12. For the Gambia, talk about Tom Senfield, he does not know how to score goals because they have a very low percentage to his exit, and that he could compare the fact that he also considers much as well tells the whole story. The Super Eagles scoring ratio in the last 1 year is 21%, while for Mali, where Shally is coming from, it is a certain 79%. Where do you pinch your tent? Hey, fine boy. Tom Senfield or Eric Shally?
None of those guys. Absolutely none of those guys. This was the same kind of style a certain Amadio Pinich used in appointing a certain Osepesero, where he came with football apps, analyzes players are using those football apps, or look at a certain, what's his name now? Not Victor Oseni.
Jose Pesero.
Jose Pesero, yes.
What about Moriho?
Pesero as well as Kenneth Raw, but Pesero in particular,
okay.
They had to use some football help. Well, a certain Johnny Gallo was still in the team. We had other players there. They used that these guys can score goals, and to blew the administrators away with so much grammar, and that was how I got the job. Even though he is a season failure. Talking about Pesero, he is a season failure. Permit me to say that before he got the Super Eagles job. Now we are coming to a certain Shally and Cynthia. Now you look at these two coaches. Look at the countries that they coach. You are using a certain Shally that he lost the game in the AFCON, and this man wanted to faint.
But they played with better players.
It has nothing to do with better players.
His ratios is top notch.
Okay, now let's talk about the ratio for a minute.
Yeah.
This is Mali football, and this is Nigerian football. You can't compare the two nations. You can't compare the
Who is the bigger nation?
I'm coming. You can't compare these two nations. You can't compare the two players. There's no way Mali football is better than Nigerian football in all ramifications.
But if you can get this number,
Bishop,
I'm trying to have a conversation here.
Let me make my point.
Okay.
Now, you talk about Mali football and Nigerian football.
Okay.
They are miles away in terms of Nigerian football. Way better with highly technical players. It's just that we haven't had the best coaches to galvanize these players and let them play as a unit. You are talking about Mali football. Look at Mali football in the last 3 years. Who are their opponents? Where have they gone in AFCON? Where have they gone in the world? Have they played the World Cup in the last 2 editions? Absolutely not.
Was it the coach when they were the World Cup?
I'm coming. Now we are talking about Mali football in the last 3 years and Nigerian football in the last 3 years.
Yeah.
Putting these players and coaches side by side. You are talking about a certain Eric Shally. You look at Eric Shally, look at the kind of players he has, and look at the competition he has played, and also the friendlies. Put that side by side with the Super Eagles of Nigeria. The pressure is immense. As much as we had a terrible coach in the person of Jose Pesero, who was able to manage just 21 goals compared to a certain amount of goals that Shally have gotten, if Shally gets the job for the Super Eagles, it's going to be torrid for him. It's going to be torrid because the yardstick to which these coaches have been judged to come coach the Super Eagles of Nigeria, for me, it is below par. We should set the bar high. If you are not going for a certain enough, if you are not going for Mr. Mane, if you are not going for the top coaches in Africa and in at least a great level, a certain Eric Shally shouldn't be the one that the NFF will force on the fans. For me, neither coaches are good for the Super Eagles. If you look at the men that are forcing these guys on us, it shows there is something
The
that we are
NFF,
not seeing.
but they are in charge of appointing and firing.
The same NFF?
Oh, come on, that's their job.
The same NFF?
That's the job.
In the last 3 coaches that we have not had the best of football from them.
So
we haven't had the best.
So who do you think?
None of these guys.
Okay. We'll talk about that more of that. Okay. We had a former Super Eagles striker, Julius Agahawa, has urged the NFF, talking about the Nigerian Football Federation, to stick with local coaches. The position of the Super Eagles has been vacant since the departure of Finidi George as head coach. And while speaking, the former Shadow Next player said paying Havrenado or any foreign coach might be difficult. He said Havrenado is a very good coach. He has experience when it comes to African football, even world football, but we have to be realistic. Can we afford him with his price tag? Even the former coach was handling the team. He was earning $50,000 to $70,000. It was difficult for us to pay him. We owed him for a month, and now we're talking about double that amount. What are we going to get? Where are we going to get the money from? The way we think it's the reason we get the result we do. If we want to give this to a homegrown coach, we have our challenges that have been into coaches for some time. We know them, give them the job, pay them well. We might not pay them as much as the white coaches,
absolutely,
but pay them well, give them enough time to build the team, and I have confidence in the homegrown coaches. End of quote. The words of Julius Agahawa.
Absolutely. You are talking about a veteran who have played the football in the under-17, under-20, as well as the Super Eagles. Won the silver medal at the Ghana-Nigerian AFCON in 2000, played in the World Cup in 2002, got our only goal, our only goal in the World Cup in 2002. Yeah. That beautiful header, courtesy of a Joseph Yobo, end swing across, he got against us
in Korea, Japan.
Now, come back to what he's saying. It is high time we look at ourselves in one and begin to look at the very best. Give the very best, not just any kind of coach. Give the very best the job. Pay them well.
You talked about we talked about Senfi, he said no. We talked about Shale, he said no. The team talked about having Renard and said we can't pay him. So are you towing the line of Finidi George saying we should go for a homegrown manager?
Absolutely, that is my point.
So why didn't we give Finidi George the time?
Just a moment.
Okay.
I am not comfortable with a certain rejects of African countries. Permit me to use that word, reject. Charlie and the rest are reject. For me, they are.
Wow.
For me, they are. Stick with our own. It's not just saying any kind of local coaches.
Wow.
I repeat, the best in in Nigeria. Give them the job. Pay them well, support them. Whatever decision they are making, support their decision and give them time to grow. Not just any kind of coach that you can order around. You can interfere with their match day squad. That is not the kind of coach I want for the Super Eagles. Give them the very best, just like Ago have said. Give them time to build this club. If Shale was good, that defeat in Mali, it shouldn't be enough reason for him to be sacked or for him to resign. If it was that good, top countries, especially Egypt, do not have a coach. They should get him.
Egypt have got a coach already.
Egypt do not have a coach as at when he lost his job just after the AFCON. Exactly. They should have got him if it was that
good.
He
resigned from his job.
What? He resigned, sack? I don't want. See, I believe that we've got what
should we takes. Have kept Finidi George? Because a lot of people said, "Oh,
come on!" Finidi George had his own antics. He had his own misdealing with the players. Okay. He had his own misdealing with the.
But I for one thought we should have. If we are gonna go home base, we should have kept him.
Finidi George wasn't confident with himself. He had some baggage that he had personally and also with the players. The players did not believe in his ideology and they did not believe in his capability to lead them going forward. And the result actually showed for himself. The players were not playing for him. And he himself do not have what it takes to instill discipline and lead this present crop of footballers. We have saw the players having issues with him. Not one, not two, not three, not four. We had the likes of Boniface. We had the likes of Sadiq Umar. Not forget the historic back and forth with a certain Victor Osimhen. Now, these are things that we also need to put into consideration. But getting the best in Nigeria, coach for the Super Eagles, allow me, that is the way forward. If we cannot pay a certain revenue, if we cannot get the signature of Musimani and the best of Africa, I repeat, the best, then we should be without a coach.
Guys, do you follow? Do you buy the idea of a fine boy, or do you think we should looking at Charlie or Sandfield? Let's get to hear from you. The numbers are up and running. 0808 312 8618. 0808 312 8618. 8, or you can also call 0700 010 I'll take that again, 0700 010 Send us a WhatsApp message, a WhatsApp voice note, put on a WhatsApp call, send us an SMS, or call us on those numbers, and we will love to hear from you. Still moving on in the local scene, let's let you know the management of ABS FC has confirmed the return of the club to the Nigerian National League. The Lorry Blaze side suffered relegation from the second tier of the Nigerian football last season. The coordinator of the team, Jimoh Bashir, during the club talent hunt program, disclosed that they will be competing in the NNL next season. So ABS is making a return. And now to a bit of basketball, and this time to the Olympic Games, guys. We let you know that the head coach of the Tigress, Reni Wakam, has urged Nigeria Basketball Federation, the NBBF, to invest in women's game. Despite losing out in the quarterfinals, the Tigress were one of the best revelation at the 2024 Paris Olympic Games. They defeated highly rated Australia, beg your pardon, in the opening game, and came strongly in the initial group game against Canada after suffering a defeat to France in the second. They gave champions United States a run for their money, but they lost 74-88. In Wakama's words, she said, "We need to invest in ourselves, give the girls the resources and support they need to reach the podium next time. We are capable and we have the talent. Everyone on the team is a full Nigerian. We don't have to go out and get someone like other teams. We are born and bred Nigeria, but we have to invest in the future and the import." Talking about that as well, we hear despite the poor, I must say the poor out in the outing of Nigeria, for not finishing with a medal at basketball. The president of SWAN, Mr. Isaiah Benjamin, in a statement through the Associate Secretary General, Ambassador Ikenna Okonkwo, on Thursday, reckoned that the rare feat of the team, which beat the top basketball nations, Australia and Canada, at the game, deserve a loud applause. Benjamin, while assessing the Tigress prowess in the recent times, recommended that a national honor vis-a-vis special reception be accorded to the team that have made the country and Africa proud at the biggest stage globally. We'll see what I can reach out to, of course, the online editor of Blueprint in newspaper, and of course the Secretary General of the SWAN, Ikenna Okonkwo, to tell us more about it. Before then, Fine Boy, what do you think? Do you buy the idea of we giving these girls a resounding recognition and even honors?
Absolutely. For me, it is 100% on point. If we can do this for those girls, we should, because they have made us proud. Getting defeated by the best team in the world, best team in the Olympic, and the most influential team in world football, the US of A. And it wasn't as if it was a thump in defeat, it was a back and forth. The team actually fought gallantly, even though their fight ended up in defeat. But just like Coach Rena Wakama have said, these lads deserve to be invested on. And she made 1 million points. I was listening to her interview, and she said that those girls they are Nigerians. They are born and bred Nigerians. Maybe not right here in Nigeria, but come on, they have got Nigerian blood flowing in them.
Veins,
unlike other nations that go to let me use the word adopt. They go to adopt other basketballers from all over the world, and they come together and they form a national team. Come on, that is not what we can say for the Tigers. They have done well. They have fought gallantly, defeating some of the best team in the world. And the US of A, you needed to see their physique.
Yeah.
They were taller, they were bigger,
Yeah.
they were stronger physically,
Yeah.
and of course they were much technically and tactically gifted basketballers. But for me, Rena Wakama, they haven't done very badly. They haven't.
Okay,
They have done well.
What positive can we take from these games? Because like you said, the first team, both male and female, to get to the quarterfinals of the Olympics. The girls also beat world number 5, world number 8,
number 3.
but number 3 and number 8. But before that, let's go here from, of course, the online editor of Blueprint newspaper, and of course the National Secretary General of SWAN, Ikenna
Friends
Okonkwo,
to the house,
absolutely joining us on the phone. Ikenna, good evening and welcome to Sport Lounge.
Hello, good evening.
Okay, let's go straight to business, Mr. Ikenna. There was a communique released by the SWAN, the president of SWAN, through you, talking about how the Tigress should be given a hero's welcome, should be recognized, and be given honors. Talk to us. What was it you think these girls deserve such a recognition?
Okay, so just like we mentioned, it's perhaps the really good thing that happened to Nigeria at the so far the ongoing 2024 Olympics
Okay.
in Paris is the performance of the Tigers. They have been able to break records. The records they broke include that in Africa as a whole, they became the first basketball team to, I mean, both male and female actually, not only for female, both male and female, the first basketball team to have got to the quarterfinal. You know, they are the first to record that, and they are also the first, very first. So also the first very after 20 years in Nigeria, they are the first team, male or female, to have won any match, any basketball match in the Olympics after 20 years. So it's something that is of very much that accolade, and it's something that the country, the leadership of the country should look into, because these are young ladies who were just harnessed here and there from different parts of the country of the world actually just about 1 year ago, and they are doing exploits. So if they are recognized or given some honors, what it all means is that they will be encouraged to do far more, knowing that their country is thinking about them and their country is solidly behind them.
All right, Mr. Ekena, quickly, when we talk of recognition for these girls, what kind of recognition are we talking about? Is it giving them houses, lands, cars, handshake, or most reverend title, the MON? What kind of recognition are we looking at actually, so we can spell it out in black and white?
Well, it can be anything. I mean, what matters that they are recognized, they are honored. I mean, it must not be monetary or physical aspect of it, like houses, like activation or money. But it can be in any way. Maybe during a spec meeting of the the Federal Executive Council meeting, maybe if they are meant to come around and just have a presidential handshake or take a bow, I mean, it's going to be something that will leave so much in their heart. So it mustn't be that it must be something physical per se. Well, it could be that, but it's at the completely at the discretion of the president or the leadership of the country to know what to do. But whatever signifies special honor, special recognition to them should be done. It could be giving them maybe an award.
Okay.
An award flag, or the way that they give ON, MON, stuff like that. It could be anything actually. Like I said, it depends on the presidency to decide what to do, how they want it. But we are recommending that this work with.
All right. Shortly after the defeat against Team US, Coach Wakama actually said something that I hold dearly. She said, moving forward, these basketballers are very good and the future is bright. And the best thing is for the NBBF to invest on these players. Now, what kind of investment do you think that the NBBF should invest on these players? Because one problem we know with our sport is that when it comes to transition and generation of players, we find it difficult to harness our own.
Yeah, again, these players, more or less, majority of them didn't probably grow up in Nigeria.
Yeah.
Some of them that were born in Nigeria were probably not discovered here, per se. And some who were discovered here were not developed here. They cut their teeth in what they are doing mostly outside the country. Meaning that if they had remained here, they may not have been seen or known.
Mm.
For example, the coach of the team, Rina Wakama, is known to have played the game, but he was basically in America, and I think at some point either Spain or Turkey, or Italy or something. Now they actually on their own develop themselves one way or the other. So these are things that Nigerian government should look into. It is every government that wants the youth to be developed, that wants the youth to be empowered. It's not about probably giving the youth maybe this or that in terms of cash or in terms of palliatives. It is about empowerment.
Mm.
And what better way can you empower someone, a young man of 15 years, 12 years, 18, 20, as the case may be, if not through sport? As we talk, sports is the highest earning sector in the whole, second highest earning sector in the whole world after ICT.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
As a business now, I'm talking about, not as a social venture. So,
when handled
oh yes,
properly.
that is it. That is it. So, if it is so, any government that is much inclined to the youth must pay attention to it. Because that's a global standard actually.
Mm.
The least a government should do for its is for its citizens to care about the welfare of citizens. And welfare of citizens is not just about, like I said, giving whatever for eating or whatever. It is about empowerment. Empowerment transcends beyond the year, beyond the month, beyond the week, beyond the day. It's a lifetime project. It's a human infrastructural initiative. And support, I can tell you, and of course that's what it is veritable, is instrumental, is vital.
Okay, Kenneth, thank you very much for your insight on this matter. It's been trending for some time now, so we wanted to get clarification on what SWAN is. We wish SWAN all the best in its endeavor, and hopefully we get to see the federal government do the needful and support these girls with all the support that they need. Thank you very much, Ikenna Okonkwo, for being part of the show.
Thank you so much, Manson. It's a pleasure. And it's mine, actually.
Okay, that was no other than, of course, the National Secretary General of SWAN, Ikenna Okonkwo. Guys, it is what it is. Wait and see whether the federal government would respond to the SWAN.
You see, Sport Bishop, why I had to ask our very own Mr. Ikenna Okonkwo concerning the type of reward or accolade that they have in stock for the Tigers. You see, one thing that we barely do is keep up to our promise.
Absolutely.
When we promise athletes, footballers, and the likes, when they have done well, we promise them land, we promise them houses, and what have you, years, decades. Down the line, these athletes begin to, we haven't seen this, we haven't seen that. Even money's been promised to them. We start hearing stories. So I'd wanted to be sure of the kind of reward that they have in stock for these basketballers, but only time will tell.
Absolutely. Before we go to break, fine boy, the fracas that went down in cycling yesterday, a certain cyclist talking about Ese, we know her so well. Ese, the first ever Nigerian cyclist at the Olympic. Talking about Ese Okberesere, she had to borrow some cycling, some bicycle from the German,
both for the training,
German national team,
as well as for the race.
She has appreciated about them. We hear that, of course, the Cycling Federation and of course these publics have come out to explain that she wasn't built to run on that day, that she was already registered for the race for today, and the sponsor, her sponsor, were in charge to give the bicycles to her because of the cost implication of importing the bicycle from Nigeria and all of that. So that's what they said. But
I wish I could say something. The
sad news is that we had to borrow bicycles from Germany.
That's Sport Bishop. Now, look at it this way. Whether you are built to cycle the next day or to cycle that same day, impromptu, whatever they have to call it, as an athlete and as a cyclist, shouldn't you be prepared at all times? Now, you ask yourself, what have she been training with Or has she not been training, waiting for the
that's
race on that day?
absolutely.
That is one. The cyclist as federation do not have a. To me, I do not have. Oh, how do I put it? I do not have any way to exonerate themselves. Whether their sponsor is supposed to bring the bicycle today or yesterday, it's just like a case of footballer. You are built to play footballer. Let's say 5 p.m. today, and the time was a change to 2 p.m. Would you say because of the change of time, you do not have balls to train with? What have you been preparing with all this while? What she knows, she left for the Olympic knowing she's going to circle.
Yeah.
Why wasn't the bicycle provided for her at least for training to keep in shape and to make sure that the time to which it is also in view? They just have to say, oh, this is a sport bishop. See, when I hear things like this, it shows a nation that is not prepared. It shows a nation that is reactive and not proactive. It shows a nation that do not have what it takes to raise a cyclist and to keep that cyclist in shape ahead of a race. You do not have to wait until the day you know you are going to race. You start stretching and start, riding the bicycle from the window to the door. Say, okay, yes, I'm ready. And when you get going there, you're finishing 12, you're finishing 15. Okay, look at the German team that actually gave her the bicycle. That means they had a bicycle to spare.
Wow.
That's what it means. They have a bicycle to spare. That is a prepared and a better nation coming to the Olympics to win. And if you see the German team standing on the medal podium celebrating a medal, you now know a nation that is ready to win, unlike ours.
Anyway, more on the Olympics and its woes when we come back from this break. We'll take a breather, we'll take a break when we come back, guys. You know how we do it. We go straight to the Olympics. Amusan out. 4x400 meters disqualified. Nigeria in tatters.
But good news from Paris. We now hear that Tobi Amusan is now clear to run in lane 10. It is a special request from the sport minister, and she has been cleared now to run in lane 10.
We will wait. We will talk about this. All these are more, guys, when we come. But don't go nowhere. More to come on Sport Lounge exclusively to Voice of the People, 96.1 FM Abuja. Okay, guys, welcome back to the show. We just joining us is two Voice of the People, 96.1 FM Abuja, and this is your Sport Lounge, the show where we bring to you the up to speed and up to date with the latest happenings in the world of sports. Don't forget, guys, you can be part of the show. Come on, it's very simple. You can first of all listen to us anywhere in the world. If you're not on Radio Guardian app. Come on, download it from your Apple iOS store, Voice of the People, 96.1 FM Abuja, and that's where you get to. You can watch us live as well. Voice of the People, 96.1 of 1 FM, Abuja on YouTube. And feel free to interrupt the show as well, guys. Get us on your WhatsApp voice note, WhatsApp messages, WhatsApp call, SMS, or call us on these numbers 0808 312 8618, 0808 312 8618 or 0700 010 961 961. That is 0700 010 961 961. I'm still your sport Bishop Nonso Arinzuchi, and of course the finest boy talking sports, Uncle Fine Boy, is also with me here in the studio.
Live on YouTube, we all still streaming. Quickly go there and check us out on YouTube. It is a Voice of the People, 96.1 FM. Abuja, that is a VOP 96.1 FM Abuja. Do well to like, share, comment, and most importantly, to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can get you can be part of the sporty family, and do well to hit the notification bell so you will be notified anytime we are streaming live. We are also on Radio Garden. It is a Voice of the People 96.1 FM Abuja. You can get that on your Google Play Store iOS app. Download the app Radio Garden, search for VOP 96.1 FM Abuja, and voila, you will be communicated and connected right to us.
Okay, guys, without wasting much time, let's head out to the foreign scene. Okay, guys, live update, of course, from the football event happening in the Paris Olympic Games. Final of the men's soccer competition going on in the Parc des Princes. It is France 1, yes, Spain 3. You heard me right. France 1, Spain 3. Goals coming in all the way from France took the lead earlier in the game through Miliot in the 11th minute, but a brace from Fabian Lopez in the 18th, 25th minute. And, of course, Alex Buena making it 3-1 in the 28th minute. 41 minute gone so far in that encounter, and it's France trailing, and Thierry Henry has got his hands on the edge. Earlier today, we saw in the women's bronze medal game, Spain were beaten despite missing a late penalty by Alexia Putellas, missing a penalty in the stroke of 90 plus 8 minutes.
It happens.
After Germany had taken the lead via the penalty spot as well through Gwyn in the 64th minute. That game ended 1-0. Spain will be heading home with absolutely nothing. Don't forget, earlier yesterday, Morocco were in free scoring mood. One man, Rahimi Soufiane, broke the record for scoring in every single game at the Olympics, and a total of 8 goals to win the Golden Boot as his team walloped, Egypt by 6 goals to 0 at the Zuli, and of course, don't forget that man, the guy from Paris Saint-Germain, Achraf Hakimi, all on target as well. Fine boy.
Hakimi scoring that beautiful free kick to capital Morocco, spelling Egypt, and then put an S at the end of it. 6 goals to 0. It ended. Fantastic football, I must tell you, and that shows the developmental plan of a serious footballing nation like Morocco, and that is shaking the entire continent. First, it was at the World Cup where they went as far as the semi-finals, but then they could not go into the finals. But it was a beautiful run in the World Cup, and just at the Olympics, they still didn't cross the semi-final mark. But then they did cap such a fantastic season with a beautiful 6 goals to 0 win over Egypt, their fellow North African brothers. Then as for Spain, as much as I am angry that this team is just shaking the entire world, a few weeks ago it was Spain who won the Euros, courtesy of that beautiful finals that they won against against England, yes, defeating England in the finals, and yet they are in the finals of the men's Olympic final, and they are leading the host nation by 3-1. Then you look at the goal scorers, the Sport Bishop, one man, Buena, is just a product of a functional academy. We saw his progression from Villarreal to Team C down to Team B, and of course the senior team of Villarreal, and that is why he's doing so well. Is the other teammate that got the goal,
Famin Lopez
of
Barcelona.
Barcelona, still from the La Masia Academy. And let me not come down to Nigeria. Let me not just go there. But this is a structural nation. When it comes to football, you can see that these nations are serious
for
with their
both
football.
male and female. They got to the third place game final. It doesn't matter what happens.
Absolutely.
They always find a way to be there or there.
With beautiful kind of football, amazing football that they play, and so you can see success everywhere, whether the Olympics, the World Cup, the Euros, or the Champions League. You see the Spanish teams and Spanish players writing their name in gold. Well, for Thierry Henry, he has done well, no doubt he has done well, but just that is God of football didn't smile at him in the finals. But
there's still more football to be played.
The game is not over yet.
More than 45 minutes we played. Okay, guys, but I can tell you it's not looking good. It's not good readings for the France team so far. Keep the calls coming in. 0808 312 8618, 0808 312 8618, or 0700 010 961 961. That is 0700 010 961 961. Let's run now. Olympics. Tobi Bonsu missed out of the 100 meters hurdles, 12.55, lesser than her 12.49 she did in her first heat. She's out. She finished third, and she finishes ninth overall in the semi-final, and that means there's no place for her in the final. For our 4x400 meters men, we thought they had qualified for the semi-finals, and they have qualified for the finals, now finishing second in heat 2 with a time of 2.59.81 seconds. But come on, they will no longer compete because they have been disqualified. South Africa won the appeal in their 400x400 meters heat, and arguing that they were impeded as they progressed to the final line, and it has been called off. Nigeria has been disqualified. Eze Brume, yesterday, we saw what she did, finishing fifth, 6.70, less than what she did last time again, 6.74. She finished fifth. No medal for Eze Brume, who finished the bronze medal last time out. Adeko Roye was beaten 10-8 by Hong Kong. China, Kezin Hong in the 57 kg. She will not have to wait. If Hong Kong gets to the final, then she can then play for a bronze medal. Exactly. Only if, and then Rafiatu Lawal dropping Nigeria's hope. Though she beat her personal best, I must give it to her. She finished with 230 kg in the snatch, clean and jack. But unfortunately, she missed out of the third position by just 5 kg, and she would not be part of the team who showing us so much love. So, Nigeria's run at the Olympic Games still stuttering.
It's getting from bad to worse, and for worse to more worse. But the Sport Bishop, as well as our listeners listening to us, it is good news for a certain Tobi Amusan, and it is not confirmed. If you have been praying to the God of the Olympics to at least give us a medal, this should be the medals that we will win. Yes, it is confirmed. This is breaking all the way from Paris that Tobi Amusan will now run in the final in lane 9. After French athlete Serena Samba Mayena stepped out of her lane. One foot, that is her left foot, was out of the lane she was running, and that disqualified her, giving the likes of Tobi Amusan an edge to qualify as the second
best loser. The second best loser.
God of Olympics have finally smiled on
she has to first win something first for her to think she has smiled.
Of course, she has won this appeal. Yes, and she will be running in the final. Because if you look at Tobi Amusan, Sport Bishop, she is indeed a medal hopeful, and because she missed the race at the races yesterday, the hopes of Nigeria all over the world became dampened.
That was today, early hours of today is when she
actually, yes, around 11:09 a.m. when she ran, and now it is confirmed she will be running in the final. So guys, let us hit our nails on the ground.
Can we now say the gods of soccer wants Nigeria to be safe? Because we thought at that point that was our major medal hopeful, the biggest heading to the competition.
And to look at it, the 3 of our long jumpers who qualified in the
finished
final,
5th, 10th, and 12th,
respectively. It is quite it is stunning for me.
Rutu Soro finished 10th.
And a country like Botswana is breaking record, winning the first 200 meters in the world.
And today is public holiday
in Botswana.
Because of a certain Toboko. Yes, that's his name. He beat a certain Noah Nows, who finished second.
Of course.
And Kenneth Bedrek of America finishing second. Why Noah's finished third. Now say he had COVID. That's why he did not hit his.
And that's the first African to win gold in the 200 meters race. Good things are happening for Africa, but bad things, or should I say, not too good. Yes, not too good is better happening for Nigeria. But one thing I believe that somehow, the new national anthem will be sung in Paris.
It has to be Tobi Lobamos.
Whether you like it or not,
it has to be Tobi Lobamos.
It must be sung. We are waiting. Before it was our father's land.
Yeah.
And now, come on, our mother's land. We want that anthem.
We'll wait and see, guys, how things pan out, guys. But we'll let them see. Come on, it's not good readings, I must tell you, for Team Nigeria. But the good news, like we did say, is that she has, Amusan has won her appeal. And the good news is that she will be running in the final. Let's hope and pray that this is just a reprieve. And this could just be the medal Nigeria have been waiting for since the start of the Paris Olympic Games. Let's run because of time, guys, and let's let you know, starting off from England, we hear that Lee Carsley has been appointed the interim England manager for the September Nations League games as the Football Association continues to search for Gareth Southgate's permanent successor. The 50-year-old will step up from the under-21 boss role to replace Southgate, who resigned 2 days after defeat to Spain in the Euro 2024 final. Good one for the FA.
Absolutely.
They're not in a rush to get a replacement, so they say, just like how Southgate stepped up, Carsley too, step up for now.
Absolutely, because if you look at the likes of Carsley, former Brentford coach, former Manchester City under-18 coach, former
Coventry City, Birmingham coach,
absolutely, former England under-21 coach, and then he had a beautiful stint with Blackburn Rovers, with Everton, and you can go on and on. He's one player that is familiar with the EPL, familiar with the coaching star in England as well as Europe at large. He has been appointed in an interim basis, yes, to just be there for as long as we want. Soon we will permanent your deal if you do well. But to me, he's a quality replacement for England. Gone are those days, Sport Bishop, when the Three Lions will be looking for big names, the likes of Fabio Capello, the likes of McLaren, those big names, and then they won nothing. But you look at the likes of Gareth Southgate, a relatively unknown coach there, and he played in 2 finals consecutively in the Euros rather, even though he didn't win it. And now it's certainly Carsley. I wish him all the best, and I know he's going to come good for England.
We'll wait and see how good he comes, but quickly let's run to the transfer market. Fans of Barcelona, come on, rejoice. You've signed Spanish playmaker Dani Olmo from German Bundesliga side RB Leipzig. We hear he returns to Barcelona in a deal worth 60 million euros, that is 51 million pounds, after playing for Spanish club at youth level before joining Croatia Dynamo Zagreb in 2014. We hear he signed a 6-year deal, and that Barcelona have a release clause for him for guess how much? 429 million pounds, that is 500 million euros. If you want to sign him,
I was thinking they would go with a 1 billion pounds to be Barcelona, but I must applaud Barcelona, and of course Dani Olmo. He really wants to play for Barcelona, and I've been asking myself ever since this news broke out a couple of weeks ago that how will Barcelona pull this deal? Because we know Dani Olmo, he had a lot of offers, including from Manchester City. And we know him to be a very good and very talented player. And we know Barcelona to be broke in terms of signing players in the last couple of transfer windows.
Absolutely.
They have been finding it difficult to get their target. But how they were able to pull this Dani Olmo deal still is a mystery to me. I know
there was structure, there was spreading.
I know.
Structure.
But I just hope that the FFA, that's the financial fair play.
There's no PSR in La Liga.
In Europe, they will come. I just hope that when they come knocking, Barcelona will not be found wanting. We know them to know how to do all these shady deals. But if this deal is clean, trust me, Barcelona did well getting this man.
Okay, Chelsea have agreed a deal worth 3 million euros for Wolverhampton Wanderers for Pedro Neto, where the Portuguese winger would have a medical before finalizing a move to the bridge that would see Chelsea's summer spending move up to 200 million pounds. We heard it. If the deal is confirmed, the deal becomes Wolves' record sale after Ruben Neves to Saudi Arabia Al Hilal for £47 million last summer. Also, we hear Spurs are in advanced talks with Bournemouth for a £60 million move for Dominic Solanke. We heard the 26-year release clause is £65 million and was confirmed that Bournemouth owner Bill Foley in an interview earlier today. Richarlison, on the other part, says he's rejecting the move to Saudi Arabia. His dream is to play in England.
The first Brazilian since 1917 to reject money for his career. I must applaud of Richarlison. Wow, he's a strong man, I must say. He's a strong man. Ignoring a move to the Saudi Pro League, but rather remaining in Tottenham as well as in Europe to pursue his career. It's quite commendable, I must say. But for a certain Pedro Neto moving to Chelsea, Sport Bishop, he becomes the 11th player officially to sign for Chelsea in this transfer market. That means Chelsea have now signed a full squad to play for them this season. And Chelsea now has 8 goalkeepers. I repeat, 8 goalkeepers going into the season. This is quite amazing.
It's quite humongous.
It's amazing for me.
Let's take this call. Hello, what's the name? Where are you calling from? Hello, good evening. What's the name and where are you calling from?
Good evening, Sport Bishop.
Good evening. You got 60 seconds. What's the name and where are you calling from?
It's Evidence, Emmanuel.
Evidence.
I'm calling from Rufai right now.
Evidence, talk to me.
Yeah, when I say that club called Chelsea, I don't know. Better beware of wearing that jersey. Blue jersey, beware of wearing it. And I don't know, Spain has taken over football. I just watched the final and I'm shocked. I just wanted to greet you guys. You are doing a great job. I've been listening since.
Okay.
I'm not feeling so fine to call.
Oh, so sincerely, get well soon, bro. Get well soon.
Thank you. So you are doing a great job. I'm not happy. Nigeria has made me sick.
Evidence, you have a date with Manchester United tomorrow.
Yes, I have a date. Can you see it? Now, normal walkover now.
Oh, yeah.
3 goes to 1.
Okay.
3 goes to 1.
I'm going to shock you when you drop the score.
Don't worry. Let's see how things pan out.
Oh, yeah,
Okay, guys, and that was Evidence. Come on, he says 3 goes to 1. He's really super confident about his team. But anyway, if there's anybody who is still super confident, it is Nice. They've signed their Nice defender Claire Jean Todibo is set to have medical with West Ham on Friday as they aim to beat Juventus for the Frenchman's signature. We hear they've agreed an initial season-long loan deal, which include a €40 million, that is £4.22 million option to buy in 2025. The guy could be heading to Fiorentina. We hear that there's possible return to football, and this time he's going to be playing the French league. And we hear that Pepe, 41 years of age, officially retires from football. Let's take this call. Hello, what's the name? Where are you calling from? Your name and where you're calling from? 60 seconds.
So how are you, fine boy?
I'm doing good. Amazing.
Yeah, it's Mohammed Abdullahi from the inside Old Trafford.
Always a pleasure.
Talk to me.
Thank you. I think let me use this opportunity to congratulate David again. After a long time, my brother. Finally, he has a club. So I'm so happy for him. And for my mind tomorrow, please guys, if I will ask, how about our defense line now? How many people that are available? Because I know that the last time this one Bisaka and they show their apps, they are out. So I don't know that if you people already find out the backline that can play City tomorrow.
Don't worry, Fiber will react in 30 seconds before we leave the studio on the issues around Man United.
Okay. I think the backline, I was so afraid, my brother. Especially this our new signing in Europe out of 3 months. And now we still have this young man. I don't know that he's returned. Okay, I know that he's back.
Lisandro Martinez.
Lisandro Martinez, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know that maybe they are going to do this. They're going to be partner between you and Lindelof. I don't know, or Lindelof is fit.
Okay.
But if Lindelof is not fit, maybe between his Johnny Evans.
All right,
Okay.
we are going to talk to you.
Okay, we'll talk about that. Thank you very much.
Okay,
Quickly,
thank you,
because of
man.
time. Yes. Okay, fine, but 20 seconds.
If we do not have enough time to react that on the show tomorrow, it will be live where Manchester United and Manchester City will be played in the Community Shield, and we will be giving you live update in that game. But for Man United backline, it's going to be Dallo, Lisandro Martinez, Donny Evans, and Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw will still be assessed tonight and tomorrow morning to see if he can future. But for Lindelof and Maguire, they are out of the game tomorrow.
Okay, guys, and this is how much we can take on the show for today. Come on. Like I said, tomorrow, Saturday, 3 to 6 p.m. It is, come on, Sport Soccer Board. And of course, Sunday, 5 to 8 p.m. It's Super Sunday Sport Live. Okay, fine, boy. This is how much we can take.
Absolutely. This is just where we drop and call on the show.
Okay, from the Sport Bishop and Uncle Fine Boy, we say
You're
we're
done,
and we're gone.
God bless.
No stress. Adios. Enjoy the rest of the programming. Up next is news around the world. You can see his house already on your faces. He's here to take you through that one.